What if the most powerful people in the room aren't the loudest, but the quietest? Today we're exposing the 10 secrets of Sigma INFJs, the rare breed who don't just see reality, they reshape it. And if you're not using these tactics, you're being played. Let's dive in. Firstly, they predict chaos before it happens. Sigma INFJs see chaos coming before anyone else. Their intuition isn't magic, it's a hyper-awareness of patterns. They notice the micro-conflicts, the unspoken tensions, the cracks in the system. Why? Because they've already played out 100 scenarios in their head. They don't just react to chaos, they orchestrate it. Think of it like this. While you're worrying about if the storm will come, they're already building the ark. And you know what? They'll let you in for a price. But here's the kicker. They don't just predict chaos to avoid it. They use it as a tool. Because chaos is the ultimate reset button. And Sigma INFJs, they're the ones who press it. Secondly, their empathy is a weapon, not a weakness. They weaponize empathy. Let that sink in. While most people think empathy is about feeling for others, Sigma INFJs use it to read others. They don't just hear your words, they dissect your insecurities, your triggers, your deepest fears. And why? To guide you? Or manipulate you? The line is blurry, but here's the truth. Empathy isn't a gift, it's a tool, and if you're not using it to navigate the world, you're letting others use you. Next time someone calls you too sensitive, smile. Because you're not weak, you're dangerous. You just haven't realized it yet. Thirdly, they turn weaknesses into superpowers. They reframe weaknesses as strengths. Let's break this down. Introversion? It's not a flaw, it's a superpower for deep focus. While others are distracted by noise, Sigma INFJs thrive in silence, absorbing information like sponges. Sensitivity? It's not a liability, it's a radar for human energy. They feel vibrations others miss, allowing them to navigate social landscapes like a chess grandmaster. Social awkwardness is not a curse, it's a filter. They repel superficial people, attracting only those who resonate with their depth. But here's the kicker. Sigma INFJs don't fix their flaws, they amplify them. They turn their quirks into trademarks. Think of it like this. Society labels introverts as weird. Sigma INFJs label society as noisy. Who's really missing out? Are you hiding your quirks? Or are you weaponizing them? Stop trying to fit in. The world doesn't need more copies, it needs your unique chaos. Your quirks aren't flaws, they're your secret weapons. Fourthly, they use silence as a manipulation tool. Silence isn't passive, it's a scalpel. Sigma INFJs know that when you stop talking, others start revealing themselves. They'll sit in silence until you crack. Why? Because silence forces you to fill the void. Whatever you say, they'll use it. This isn't passive aggression, it's strategic. Think of it like a poker game. The quietest player often holds the winning hand. They let others over-explain, contradict themselves, or expose their insecurities. Meanwhile, the INFJ observes, analyzes, and waits for the perfect moment to strike. Are you afraid of silence, or are you using it to control the room? Next time someone calls you quiet, let them. Quiet people hear everything, and when they speak, the room listens. Fifthly, they detach emotionally to control outcomes. They detach to dominate. While you're getting emotional, they're getting strategic. They compartmentalize like pros, pushing feelings aside to make cold, calculated moves. Is this heartless? Or is it survival? Let's be real, emotions are data. Anger, it signals a threat. Fear, it reveals vulnerability. Sigma INFJs use that data to navigate, not react. Think of it like this. While others drown in their feelings, Sigma INFJs float above the storm, analyzing the currents. They don't suppress emotions, they command them. Are you letting your feelings control you, or are you using them to control the game? Feelings aren't a weakness, they're a weapon. But only if you wield them, not the other way around. The next time you're overwhelmed, pause. Observe. What's the emotion telling you, and how can you use it? Sixthly, they set boundaries that bend reality. Boundaries aren't just lines, they're reality-warping tools. Sigma INFJs set boundaries so rigid people conform to them. They don't say no to avoid conflict, they say not to curate their reality. Think of it like this. Your boundaries are your filter. Let in the right people, and you'll create the right world. Let in the wrong people, and you'll create a prison. Sigma INFJs know this. They'll ghost toxic relationships, decline invites to soul-sucking events, and unapologetically prioritize their energy. Why? Because boundaries aren't about being rude, they're about self-respect. Are your boundaries protecting you, or are they imprisoning you? Stop being a people pleaser. Start being a reality shaper. What boundary will you set today? Seventhly, they turn chaos into order intentionally. They thrive in chaos because they create it. While others panic, Sigma INFJs see opportunity. Chaos is the blank canvas. It's the chance to rebuild systems in their image. Why fix what's broken when you can reinvent it? Think of it like this. A hurricane destroys a forest, but clears space for new growth. Sigma INFJs aren't afraid of destruction. They orchestrate it. They'll dismantle toxic systems, break cycles, and rebuild from the ground up. Are you afraid of chaos, or are you using it to build your empire? The world rewards those who adapt, but Sigma INFJs, they reward themselves. The next time chaos strikes, ask yourself, how can I turn this into an opportunity? Eighthly, they use visualization to manifest their reality. They visualize to materialize. Sigma INFJs rehearse success in their minds until it becomes inevitable. They don't just dream, they script their reality. Think of it like this. Your brain can't tell the difference between imagination and reality, so why not use it to cheat the system? Athletes use visualization to perfect their moves. Surgeons mentally rehearse procedures. And Sigma INFJs, they use it to write their life story. Are you daydreaming, or are you engineering your future? Stop waiting for luck, start scripting your destiny. What's one thing you'll visualize today? Ninthly, they leave a legacy without seeking recognition. They influence without credit. Sigma INFJs don't need validation, they need impact. They'll shape the world from the shadows, leaving others to claim the glory. Why? Because true power isn't about being seen, it's about being felt. Think of it like this. The greatest leaders aren't the ones with their names on buildings. They're the ones who inspired the architects. Sigma INFJs know this. They'll mentor quietly, donate anonymously, and build systems that outlive them. Are you chasing likes, or are you leaving a legacy? The greatest leaders aren't the loudest. They're the ones who make others believe they did it. What's one thing you'll do today that no one will ever know about? Tenthly, they make others believe in their reality. They don't just live their reality, they sell it. Sigma INFJs are master storytellers. They'll convince you their vision is the only truth. And you know what? You'll believe them. Because they don't argue, they persuade. They frame their ideas in your language, aligning your values with their goals. Think of it like this. They don't sell a product, they sell a dream. Are you debating, or are you converting? The world is a narrative, and Sigma INFJs, they're the authors. So are you a reader or a writer? Comment below. Which tactic will you steal first? And subscribe for more truths the world isn't ready for.